Nomura warned us. He goddamn warned us with the Kingdom Hearts 3 leak nonsense that happened last year. This man was prepared to take some action if this leak BS continues to happen. And sweet Joseph, on a Tuesday, it's dang happened. The Final Fantasy VII Remake has been delayed, boys. Goddamn delays making me choke. Nomura really out here, delaying games. If people keep up this leak nonsense, dude. No, not really. Not really. There's a statement. Maybe? You know what's going on, guys? It's Cynical, and welcome back to another video. Today for you guys, I wanted to talk about the recent news that came out quite a few hours ago, that the Final Fantasy VII Remake has unfortunately been delayed. So as you guys should probably know, the Final Fantasy VII Remake was slated to release this year on the 3rd of March. And of course, being that we're kind of halfway through January, we were getting pretty dang close to that release date. A statement came out from Square Enix last night, essentially stating that the Final Fantasy VII Remake has been pushed back to the 10th of April 2020. So yes, a little over a month in the sense of the delay itself. It's not too thick, but it is kind of unfortunate. Now, I want to read Square Enix's statement towards this before I start giving my own personal opinion towards the situation. So let's read that first. So this is coming from Yoshinori, the producer of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and he said right here, "We know that so many of you are looking forward to the release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we have been working on. In order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans who have been waiting for deserve, we have decided to move the release date to April 10th, 2020. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer. Thank you for your patience and continued support." So that tends to be like every single statement that comes out towards any sort of video game delay these days, but honestly and wholeheartedly, I totally respect this decision. Now, I do in fact have a couple of things to say about this situation, but before we dip into that, if a developer needs some extra time to work on a game to ensure that the product is going to be even better than when it was originally slated, by all means go ahead, delay the game. And again, it's not like this is a massive 4, 5, 6 month delay or anything. It's literally just over a month. You have to respect the fact that if a developer, and not just a developer, but like an entire team, feels the need to actually push back a game in order to actually deliver a product that is going to be that much better than the original intended release, then honestly, you really do have to respect that. And also keeping in mind that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the most anticipated games of this year, and amongst a lot of other juiciness going on, there is a massive expectation for this. Now, of course, we'll never know exactly why the game got pushed out unless, of course, an interview comes out at some point where someone actually asks the specific reason as to why this delay is happening, which I kind of hope so. With it only being a month, it doesn't really seem like there really is anything too drastic they're actually having to change, more so kind of final touch-ups and whatnot, as they did mention right here, to apply sort of final polish to the game. And people have been waiting a long time for this kind of thing, the 7 Remake. It's probably one of the most asked for things in like the history of video games, along with Half-Life 3, son! And of course some others, there's others out there, but Final Fantasy VII, the remake, has been a much wanted thing for such a long time. So allow these dudes to make sure that they are delivering the spiciest meal possible. Now, the other side of the coin is the fact that, although personally I don't mind, and I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, that's kind of rich, Cynical, coming from you. You're not like a die-hard Final Fantasy fan. I'll let you know that I'm extremely excited for this game, the new systems that it introduces, and that this will be my first ever fully blown experience through Final Fantasy VII. So let it be known that I'm extremely hyped, and yes, kind of a little bit disappointed, though I totally respect the decision here. Keeping in mind that Kingdom Hearts 3, my most anticipated game of absolutely all time, ended up unfortunately getting delayed, pushed from 2018 into very early 2019. And even when that information came out, out. I was literally there at the physical venue where that information came out. I wasn't getting my nuts in a twist, my panties weren't in a twist, nothing was really in a twist, even though that was literally the most anticipated thing basically ever for me. I totally respect these type of decisions in order for the developers to deliver a more polished product. But the thing that I definitely do want to say is this really is not good for Square Enix's track record, because at this point they do have a bit of a reputation and history of pushing back most of their most biggest projects and anticipated projects, and it seems to happen quite often these days. Square Enix's time framing towards things just doesn't seem to be on point really at all, and whenever a major Square Enix title ends up sort of coming out or getting very close to which, there is always nowadays, due to their track record, that lingering thought of, yeah, there's a good chance this might end up getting pushed the fuck back. Now again, I don't mind and totally respect these sort of decisions, but of course not every single person on planet Earth is going to share the same opinion as me or is going to feel the same way. I know the majority of people are pretty damn supportive towards Square, but believe me, there is a large group of people out there that are absolutely chucking their toys out the damn cot. And the track record that I mean is, over the sort of past few years, Square Enix really have been pushing back their biggest titles ever. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 ended up getting pushed back into 2017, meaning to release in 2016. Final Fantasy 15 unfortunately got delayed, I believe, a couple of months. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles ended up getting pushed back. Kingdom Hearts 3 ended up getting delayed. The Final Fantasy 7 Remake ended up getting delayed. And also, when this news came out last night, on top of the Final Fantasy 7 Remake getting delayed, they also confirmed that the Marvel Avengers game is getting pushed back as well, son. So I'm definitely aware that at this point Square Enix do have this reputation and track record for delaying their titles, and not just their titles, but their biggest title. I do hope that going forward, Square Enix are going to start learning to start properly organizing their time frame towards when is the right time to announce a release date and to not just jump the gun just like that, because it kind of seems to be that this is what they end up doing. But again, totally respect the decision, and I'm happy that they do feel as if they need a little bit more extra time in order to deliver a more spicier product. By all means, go for it, fellas. Make sure this is absolutely delicious. Put that extra seasoning on. But however, guys, just thought I would share my opinions on this situation. Again, it is unfortunate. I know that so many people were like just sitting there in anticipation, like, oh my god, dude, like basically only a month and a half to go. Yeah, now it's 2.5 months plus like a little bit more. It's a little bit longer, not too much longer, just a little bit longer. This also makes me think, will they end up releasing the demo, in which I still feel as if was a demo that was meant to release side by side with the final release of the game? Will they end up releasing that in March, around the time that the original full product was meant to actually release? That would actually be a really good way of softening the blow towards all of this information. I'm not saying that we're basically entitled to pretty much fucking receive it at this point, now that the game has been pushed back. It's not what I'm saying at all, but I can't help but wonder, will they actually end up releasing the demo a little earlier than actually anticipated? Of course, we'll just have to wait and find out. However, guys, I've been Cynical. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Be sure to list your thoughts and opinions towards this in the comment section down below. With all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Hit them on the page, you'll be coming through stain. Gold in my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crank, gaming up the bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.